Welcome to Provia. I think that's said in the song in the beginning, but whatever.
It is. Funnily enough, the actual line that is said in-game, the published adventure, is, I am the ancient, I am the land. Whereas I say, I am ancient, I am the land, when I'm doing Strahd's voice in that opening.
You are copier, copycat. You are the shapeshifter.
Okay, so...
Welcome back. This is episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah.
I am still practicing voice.
Wow.
3
whole episodes.
Wow. I think we did this last time, too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Every episode.
Well, every other episode.
Every other episode. Wow.
We kind of did a, cold cut last time?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
Not episode 2, but episode 1. Maybe it's cold cut in 2.
The episode, we had a good spot. Where I kind of faded things out and then faded back in. If you wait until after the silence at the end of the first episode, there's actually a little extra thing that I left in. Ooh. But
oh no! Because as soon as the episode ended, we just went full racist and started.
No, we had a very, very short discussion about the stuffed animal that was on Austin's head.
Oh, it's not there anymore.
The plushie.
Yeah, so...
He's looking around.
He was left to guard the safe house.
I thought you said he was left to God.
That's what I thought he was
no! He died!
He's no longer with us.
I'm going to have to cut this down, but welcome to Action Economy.
Yes.
I love this energy we're bringing today.
Yeah.
I always bring this energy everywhere I go. Sometimes I do not bring this energy to retail, but they do not deserve it.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, once again, we're using Syrinscape for music, but the people here can't hear it because it's going to be going in post.
Nice.
This is some really good music to begin with.
Because if there's a group of people that don't need to get immersed into this, it's definitely the players.
I'm going to figure something out that I can do it both ways, but it may involve having a desktop computer out here.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Stuff. Yeah.
Okay. We gotta do shit.
We have to play.
Yes, we do.
What happened last time?
When we last left off, you guys had followed, what are their names? Rosalind and Rosavalda. Rosavalda and Thornbolt, the children that you met in the street. And you were told that
we were tricked.
Well, you were told that there was a monster in the house and that their parents had trapped it in the basement. And they asked you to get the baby, Walter, who was up on the 3rd floor.
He wasn't there. You
guys went in. I think the last person to look out was Lucian. Last person to enter as the fog of Barovia came in and sort of blotted out the rest of the city. So the fog came right up to the...
we have
ghosts. The children... last you saw them were staying in the little portico front porch of the house. But you guys ran straight into the house and up the stairs to go get that 3rd child, only to be confronted by a suit of animated armor. And while you were fighting the suit of armor, Lucas moved on into the next room to try to find the baby. And
where's that baby at?
Came into the room to find a nursery and a specter.
And no baby.
Yeah, and you pulled up the blanket and the baby was not there. So you threw the blanket at the specter and said, it's fake!
Yep.
It's literally that Deep Space Nine scene. It's a fake!
And so, when last we left off, you were now standing in the now silent...
We dealt with the specter.
Yes, you defeated the specter. You defeated the animated armor, and...
But we never checked the base.
The pieces of armor collapsed to the ground, and... Now you're all standing there looking at each other after having just fought off these things.
Rainier's gonna pick up, the wolf helmet that dropped from it
Yes.
and like take off her own helmet, kind of look over the wolf helmet and put it on her head, and Tom said it was a fit, so I'm gonna take it off, set it down, and go, Esme, could you maybe help me get in this new one?
Absolutely.
Thank you. There are many little adornments and cloth and things that, the wild one, the one with amnesia, and the gritty, grimy monster hunter, I do not trust them with.
I totally agree.
Alright, so
I proceed to help and struggle with everyone.
I'm gonna go over to the balcony and observe the
Okay.
mists.
Give me 1 second.
I'll walk up with him.
It's misty out.
There is. It is
Sebastian
very
had a
misty.
keen
So how
eye
about
on
that
the
weather?
door.
Yeah.
So you take a look out, and there is, of course, a wall of fog.
This wasn't here when we came in, right?
No.
It was. It was.
I'm in character asking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know that it wasn't there when we came in.
Well, it was, but not
Not this.
thick, not as thick, and not right up against the house.
It seems to have gotten worse.
How much do you want to let on that you know how the mist works?
Not very much.
You think maybe that the mist is why we got attacked by a ghost?
Maybe the children was mists.
It's impossible.
That could have been true.
It's possible. Not much is known.
I think the whole place is fucked up magic.
Seems like it. Are
It
you
seems
sure
like
you
it.
should be putting that on?
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
keep an eye on that one.
So,
what was inside the suit of armor? There was nothing inside?
no, after you beat it, there was nothing.
Okay.
Whatever was in there,
There wasn't
was
like a
what you
skeleton
defeated.
in there or anything?
However,
Well, you won't be needing
Lucian.
this anymore, buddy.
make a arcane check.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
You have advantage.
Ooh.
No, you're just gonna be forever cursed in armor.
You like start working on
I rolled a
plastic
7
for
and then an 8.
It's like, wait.
Plus 3,
I just use sticky hands.
11.
Okay, there's nothing that's of value in what you know about animated armor.
Cool.
So, let's see here.
Wasn't there something downstairs we were supposed to deal with?
We heard noises and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
My
So you're
character's
currently on the 3rd floor, at the top of the landing, just above the staircase.
Was this the top floor? Or is there any
no,
more above us?
there was an attic. That-
Okay.
You're very certain there was an attic. It's visible from the outside. There's 4 windows. Straight
Okay.
up. So, need any description of where you're at?
Are we... is the balcony on the face of the house?
Yes, it's the balcony is on the northwest corner of the house,
Okay.
facing the street.
Could
You can
I...
see
I was about to say, could I try and see where the children were?
the children would be directly beneath you
Oh, okay. I thought they were in the
on
street.
the first floor. No, they came into the portico.
Okay.
The little. It's not quite a porch, but it's kind of like a porch. But that's
Okay.
where they're standing. Last you saw.
I'll yell down. Hello? Did they give us their names?
Roosevelt and Thornbolt, or Rose and Thorn.
Okay. Right.
After a second, you think you hear something above you. Not directly above you, but from... Because you're standing outside the house. There's
Yeah,
nothing directly above you. The roof is right next to you. You can see the house goes up a little bit for another step. But you think you hear something. You're not sure what. Almost like a whispered voice somewhere from the floor above in the house.
Well, we are monster hunters. Let us go kill the monster above. Or maybe it's the baby.
What? No, I'm not a monster hunter.
Well, we just hunted too.
You guys hunted too.
Lucas heard that. The others did not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Last any of the rest of you heard, there was supposedly a monster in the basement. In this house that has 3 floors and an attic.
Should we check the attic?
The children didn't come out or anything when I called to them?
They did not.
Should we
Okay.
check the attic?
I vote that I'm all for doing the right thing, and I wanted to help some kids, but I feel like we should cut our losses and leave. I feel like this house is very dangerous.
Lucian, you know right off the bat that that's not possible right now, because the fog is right up against the house.
I'm hearing things.
Look, I've gotten nice armor, and that fight was not that hard.
I think we should at least look for answers, which we may find in the basement.
Also, there might be babies.
I'm not going to argue with you guys. I'm not going first, though.
Fair enough.
Real quick, who has the highest passive investigation?
I have 11.
13.
Passive.
Yeah.
16.
Ooh,
16. That's very good.
You said
Passive investigation.
11.
Okay.
I don't know where it is in the...
Passive investigation?
It should be 10 plus whatever your investigation is.
Well, that I found.
I will volunteer to go first. I always volunteer to go first because you are all so squishy.
I am.
Squishy small things.
I don't appreciate being called that, but point taken.
I can push you over with one hand.
Really feel like this is not the place to be having this sort of conversation.
I feel Lucas is right.
So Sebastian was he's gonna he's near the edge of the door going into the hallway. Before we go down the stairs, does he hear anything from below? Because before when we came in, there was a lot
Not
of noises.
specifically, no.
Okay.
Well, it was occasionally you would hear something, but that you haven't heard anything since.
I say we check the attic and then just work our way down and just clear the whole house.
Very well.
Okay.
Sound plan.
All right. So you are in the in two rooms right now. You're kind of in. You're in on the landing and in the bedroom of. It's not the master bedroom, but it's one of the bedrooms right next to the nursery and the balcony. There are no more doors from the rooms that you dealt with the Spectre in, but from the landing, if you look directly at where the armor used to be, there's a door to the left, it looks like a closet, and to the right there's a short little hallway that leads to a set of double doors. And directly across from the double doors on the other side of the hallway is another door. The double doors most likely, you would guess, would lead into a master bedroom. They're that style of door.
You want to check out all the rooms?
Are we starting on the third floor or starting in the attic?
Well, you have to find the way up to the attic first.
Yeah.
Because the stairs don't continue up from where you're at.
Well, let us check the third floor then and look for the attic, but also clear this floor.
Agreed.
Very well.
Okay. Also, just a quick reminder because it's been a while. Austin, you do have a guidance cast on you.
Oh yeah.
I cast that on you before we entered the house.
Wow.
Okay.
And Lucian, don't forget about the long strider I have for you.
And that gave me more movement.
10 plus 10
Yeah,
movement speed.
plus 10.
Okay.
I fucking love my... I fucking love that I got plate
Damn.
armor. I have jet black wolf armor
I have
with
a lot of movement.
raiment and a cape, all the cloth on it's styled after a sunset.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so which where do you want to check? We got the closet, the master bedroom door, and a third door.
Master bedroom door. I'll take the lead because I have the most health.
Okay. I'm switching to my crossbow.
Can I enter a room with the shield with my little buckler raised
course,
for
yeah.
any? Does that give any defensive buffs? Nope. Okay. Still gonna do it.
Actually, no. I will treat it as though that you are taking the full defense action, essentially.
What does that mean?
It means you get I forget exactly. It's it's like a +4 to AC or something like that. It's not...
Nice.
If
That's
it
24
comes up-
AC.
If it comes up that it makes a difference, we'll look it up. But
Okay.
You open the double doors. They have dusty panes of stained glass set into them. The designs in the glass resemble windmills. So, no, that's the second windmill thing you've seen in this place. There was a longsword above the fireplace that had a windmill design in its hilt.
But this building isn't a windmill.
It is not.
That'd be a twist.
Until the start of my next turn, any attack roll made against me has disadvantage if I can see the attacker, and when I make dexterity throws, I make them with advantage.
Okay. So,
Does it look as if this room has been entered in any amount of time? Is there like a layer of dust on?
actually, funnily enough, the first 2 floors that you went on, it seemed perfectly spotless. There was nothing that was dusty, nothing that was dirty. Everything looked like it was set up like people were living in there. This floor is covered in dust. It's like no one's been here in a long time.
Interesting.
You go into the room. It's dusty, cobweb-filled. There's burgundy drapes covering the windows. There's a big 4-poster bed to your right with these tattered gossamer veils. There's a matching pair of wardrobes, a vanity with a wood-framed mirror and jewelry box, and a padded chair. On the floor directly in front of you and to the left, there's a fireplace. On the floor is a rotting tiger skin rug. And on the wall above the fireplace is a portrait of the man and woman that you had seen before, the husband and wife. Let's see here. Off to the right, there's like a little area that's like a parlor with a table and 2 chairs and like a tea set. You can kind of see that there's another balcony on the back. This takes up like the entire back end of the house, so there's no space for rooms to the left and right, and you can see windows on the back, so you've reached the full back of the house.
Okay, is there like nightstands or anything like that, or a desk?
There are. Immediately to your left is a desk, which is a. Let's see here. It's a vanity with.
Okay.
It's got a wood frame mirror, and there's a jewelry box sitting on it. There's a padded chair also pushed up against it. To the right, over in the corner by the bed, there are 2 wardrobes.
Okay.
Oh, almost forgot. There's one last little detail.
17 skeletons.
Don't
No.
have.
Oh God!
That tiger skin run is living and it's about to attack.
I would like to pick up the music box and
Not
check.
music box,
Oh.
jewelry box.
Jewelry box. Oh, okay, I thought it was a music box. I'm sorry. Misheard.
Start winding it and a ghost comes
yeah.
out. Oh God!
Ah!
But do you still...
Sure, I'll open it up and see
inside,
the contents.
there's a few... The jewelry box itself is made of silver with gold filigree.
Okay.
Inside you see 3 gold rings and a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant.
Okay.
Looking-
And I'm again assuming that this is covered in dust.
Yes.
From
No one's touched this in a long time.
I come along with him, and being who I am, would I know if all this is real or not?
What do you mean?
Like,
real?
is it fake jewelry or real jewelry?
It's real jewelry.
Okay.
It's real gold, real topaz, real platinum. In fact, make a... what would this be? I want to say appraise check. But, that's not quite
History?
what it is. Yeah, go history.
23?
Okay, so...
You know the person who made it.
No, this is a very old... First off, the jewelry box itself is, from your point of view, kind of a cheap one. It is real silver and gold filigree. It's worth about 75 gold. The 3 gold rings are all very plain, solid gold. They seem like wedding bands. They're probably worth about 25 gold each. But the platinum necklace, you could tell, is very old, very fine, finely made chain that made the actual necklace itself. Very hard to make. The topaz itself isn't worth that much, but the necklace and topaz together is worth about 750 gold, is what you'd estimate.
I'm gonna pick up the necklace.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna...
Before you pick it up, I'm going to kind of put my hand out to not necessarily stop you, but just kind of like, hold on a second here. Don't you think it's a little weird that this room has like no signs of being entered at all compared to the rest of the house?
I mean,
It is rather odd.
It's not just this room, it's been the whole floor.
Been the floor?
So the other
Okay.
rooms you were in are like that too.
I assume that we saw some sort of ghost or trick or something to get us into the house, and I assume it's haunted by the spirits of those that died here. I think that this is one of their possessions. If you would like to check it over with any magic you have, that would be okay.
I could.
I just think that the people who lived here died or are no longer here, and there are only monsters left.
I could identify it, but I'm a little strapped for...
Slots.
Can't you
Yeah.
ritual?
Hold
Or
on
is that
for
only
10
a thing
minutes.
cleric?
How long, though?
It's a 10-minute thing.
We want to just sit around for 10 minutes here?
While we check
All I'm going to say is just, let's try and be careful when we grab things.
I was not going to put it on. I have my own things that I
I
can
don't
wear.
need this peasant shit.
I found it very interesting, though. The case is, if you have this necklace that is worth a few quarters of 1,000 gold,
Mm-hmm.
then I would expect you to have more money. And the other rings, the box is a lot less finely made than this is. So it is interesting. And I was going to keep it on me until we could learn more about it.
I have no problems with that. I'm just so we're all clear,
Do not put on this spooky necklace, I understand.
let's be careful about just grabbing anything that we see that's shiny.
Lucas speaks sense.
Is there a closet in this room anywhere?
There are 2 wardrobes.
While they're having this conversation, Esme goes and opens one of them.
Okay, it is empty. There's nothing in it. However, from where you're standing, you can now see to the right, back over where there's like a parlor sitting area, there is a dumbwaiter on the wall.
I want to open the other wardrobe too.
Yeah, again, there's nothing in there. Both wardrobes were empty.
Hey
Okay.
guys, you see the elevator thing?
Oh,
Look at this.
A dumbwaiter?
Yeah.
That is
Elevators
for-
don't exist.
What's an elevator?
Let me take that back.
Well,
Rewind.
they do
You see
kind
this
of exist.
dumbwaiter over here?
It is for food, you know?
How old is it?
It's old. There is a button on the wall next to it.
All right, I'll look at everyone else and I'll push the button.
Okay.
You hear the ringing of a tiny bell down below. You're not sure how far. Probably on the first floor.
Hopefully on the first
I
floor.
have a little idea. It will be amusing if this works.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a piece of paper and write "food, please." And I'm gonna put it on the dumbwaiter and send it down.
There's actually not an easy way for you to send it down.
Oh,
It's there, but it's clear that this is meant to be operated from a mechanism below. Like the people who would use
We'd
this.
call it up to us.
Yeah, you press the button, rings a bell, and someone brings up your stuff. You ring it again to say you're good, and they bring it back down.
Okay. Is anything happening with the action? Okay.
Alright. Well, maybe they will get the note. I'll leave it there.
All right.
Are we taking the other boring rings and jewelry box? It should be worth a bunch of gold.
About 150 gold total for the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose so. If we are pretty confident that the residents are dead.
I mean, all you have, like, bags that you can just
Yeah.
shove it into.
yeah. I will take the jewelry, if you do not mind. I can probably get the best price for it from that thief in town.
All right. I'm trying to think what else was in the room that might have been interesting. There was no papers or letters or anything on the desk, right?
No, there is a closet. Oh, is that a closet? Hold on one second. I must have missed that.
Mr.
Dibs.
There is a closet. You walk over to the closet and opened that, and there was nothing in it.
Wow. They have nothing in any of their...
Yeah, there's nothing in here.
All the clothes are gone?
Yes.
What? No.
Anyone else
Oh
think
my
that's a little weird?
God.
There is a bed, yes, in this room.
Yeah, big.
Does it have?
It's got those big sheets around it.
Yeah.
All right, good night, guys.
Does it have? Is it like fully
Dive on.
bedded? Like it has like
I lay
a
down.
quilt?
You cannot sleep when enemies
Like it's
are
all
near.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I look over to Sebastian. Looks over towards Lucy and Ian, Lycus, and is like, "This is not at all right."
Rainier's gonna like approach the bed and at like arm's length pull the like curtains aside with her rapier.
Okay. The bed's there. It's not like super like difficult to see. It's
you
Are
just
there
pull
any
it away
ghosts
and there's
here?
a lady laying on it, like, hello there. You're like one of your French girls. What's French?
make a perception.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my people?
Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
Hey, that's 2.
Okay, never mind.
Wow.
Wow.
While this room might be creepy, it doesn't seem like there's anything here. Should we go somewhere else?
Well, that's kind of concerning.
You have 2 other rooms that you can check. 2 other doors you can open.
Okay, just putting this out here. There's no clothes in any of these wardrobes or anything.
Well, maybe they were nudists.
I yelled for
I doubt it.
I yelled for the ghost to show themselves and they did not. I do not know any other way to get the ghost, although I have never dealt with them before.
Real quick, you said there was a tea set, right?
Yes.
Okay, is the tea out?
No.
Okay, just the tea set's there?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
looks more decorative.
Okay.
Lucian, how do we get the ghost to show themselves?
I mean, can I do a roll for that?
Is no one
Yeah,
else
sure.
weird-
Do a knowledge arcana.
Is no one else weirded out by
Or
the fact that
just a knowledge check and add your proficiency bonus.
The entire place
the
is
only
weird
thing
and
we
creepy.
found in
Yeah.
this room has been this jewelry? Why is the jewelry left here?
It does raise
Bec-
suspicions, actually.
Where'd the
Because
clothes
it's
go?
weird. It is weird. Maybe the Mothman got to them.
So what am I adding
What?
to it? Just my proficiency bonus?
Yeah, it's you roll, you add your
It is a legend in my town.
intelligence bonus and your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so that's
I
plus
mean, I agree.
13.
The whole house is spooky.
Okay, so
The entire country
from what
is.
you know, every ghost is individually invoked and brought into appearance by something specific to that ghost. You know more about that, to get rid of ghosts, you generally gotta either solve their problem, dissipate them, or banish them back to wherever they're supposed to be, or bury their body in their intended grave.
Okay. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, my friend. It depends on the person, and I would need to know more about the person to summon them, as it were.
Okay, let us go to the other rooms, and
Okay.
maybe we will find a diary.
Agreed.
Well, lead the
there's
way.
one room directly across from the master bedroom, and then there was that closet on the landing.
Let us check the closet. Maybe there is magical mop or something.
Okay,
Everyone train your crossbows on the closet.
I'm gonna go open the closet slowly.
I did not
Shield
have
up.
a
Alright.
crossbow. Go ahead.
To
Okay,
build up as much
so-
tension as possible.
you open the door. There's dusty shelves along both sides of the room. It's about 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, and a few of the shelves have folded sheets, blankets, old bars of soap. There's a broom up the leaning against the opposite wall. Other than that,
I'm gonna just kind of like take a few of the cleaning items because I feel like I'll need them for later.
okay. How far into the room do you go?
I go, well, how far is the soap? I feel like that's the most important item.
Let me take a
Very
look here. Looks like the soap is.
Where is the soap located?
On the
It's
floor.
it's on the
back.
right
Oh, no.
side towards the back. Yeah.
I'm gonna go in there, shield raised, looking around.
Okay. Good
Soap
thing
ghost.
it's going in there with the shield raised, because all of a sudden, as soon as you
I
step
ain't afraid of no
right in front of where the soap is, the broom
Oh shit, the
springs to life and tries to smack you.
the magic mop!
Give me 1 second on that. We'll see how intense this actually has to get, because
How intense is this broom attack?
Hey man, don't underestimate the broom.
Yeah,
Like it rolls a crit.
I know it!
It does catch you off guard that it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, I mean, you
Oh
wouldn't
my
expect
God.
a mop to attack.
Well, technically speaking, I did.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Maybe not the mop specifically, but something to attack you.
No, I mentioned magic mop.
Yeah, you said that, and I didn't really envision a mop that was alive. I just imagined a mop with magical properties.
Mop +1.
Mop plus one.
So, because you got your shield up and raised, you're ready for this. And so, you are looking in the room, looking for movement, and so you turn and look and step over to grab the soap, and then you see the broom pop up and try to smack you. And so you raise your shield and deflect it, and it tries a second hit and you deflect that. Roll.
I'm sorry, I have a question about
Yes.
the visuals of this from our perspective.
Uh-huh.
Does it look like the broom, came alive and is attacking, or does it look like the broom fell at her?
It looks like it popped up off of the ground and smacked
Okay.
down.
Okay, alright.
So it's visible.
Ghost broom! Ghost broom!
So, roll initiative. We'll see how many turns we actually have to take with this.
All of us?
Anyone who wants to actually get involved, yeah.
I had a 3.
3?
I can't fight a ghost broom.
That's a 15.
Okay.
People with crossbows can't shoot a broom.
I mean, you can, but
I imagine that would be difficult.
no.
it's got some AC because of that.
They've got the big part at the bottom that they use to broom or mop.
The broom. The broom is.
8.
8? Did you roll?
No,
Or you stayed up?
I backed up.
Okay, yeah, there's not enough room in here for all of you to cram in.
Yeah.
So we'll say that as this happens, Lucian sees the movement. Right after this happens, you go first.
Alright. I'll use chill shots on this broom.
Okay?
Lucas, what he meant when he said you.
Oh, well,
Not Lucas,
never
sorry.
mind that.
I said Lucian.
Lucian.
I did say, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a 9 to hit.
There's
That's not
L
going to
names.
hit.
Okay.
It's this broom and it's moving around. It's kind of hard to hit this stick.
And not hit the other person that is
Yeah.
next to the stick.
Yeah, the broom will make 2 more attacks at
The broom has more
Renewal.
attacks than I do.
both times. It's just a broom, trying to hit you. You're just like,
What the fuck?
part of you's like, what do you think you're gonna do?
Rainier is just
Shove itself up your ass.
Oh
deflecting.
my god.
If the broom could talk.
That's not something we want to know.
Rainier
So-
is just deflecting the broom, going, "You only come alive to attack me now. You should do your job and sweep up the dust, you fucking lazy ghost."
Make a persuasion check.
It actually works.
Oh my god.
Please work. Oh, it works so much.
18.
18? Okay. Let's see what we can get here. Alright. That's only... Okay, so this is kind of a magical thing. You know a little bit about magic. This thing has been sitting here without a command for a while, most likely. And so, by giving it this order of, you're not doing your job, you need to be sweeping, for a second, you see it hesitate, and it stops, attacking you, and for a second you think it's going to start sweeping. It is, paralyzed for a round.
Incredible.
Get it.
And it's now your turn.
Cut the broom in half.
Oh, no, actually, it's, Sebastian's turn.
God, I wish I had normal fucking spells. I'd cast command on it.
You know what? I'm gonna cast my cantrip Throne Whip.
Okay.
I found a ring in the chair.
Huh.
So
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's...
a heart.
Yeah.
That is a 20, not natural.
Okay. It hits. Go ahead and deal damage.
Yeah. Beat that broom.
That is
Or
gonna
mom.
be...
Whatever.
That's 1d6, and that's 6 damage with piercing.
6 damage. You slam into it, and it fails its save, so it's dragged over towards you, and it's severely damaged. you can see it cracks as it gets yanked. And so now the broom is still animated, but you can see how the wooden is broken, so it's still attached, but it's now clearly like snapped in half.
Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless?
Simple.
It's yanked past Rainier out into the landing. So, yeah, you're now behind it. As
Alright.
behind a broom as you can be. Rainier.
Sneak attack the broom.
Booming blade. Booming blade attack with rapier.
But it is animate.
Yeah,
21.
That's going to hit.
Doesn't it?
21.
that's a book.
What are you? Oh.
9 damage.
Okay, you shatter it. It just pops apart and falls down and drops to the ground.
Yeah. Rainier's like, I can see you are not going to do your job, and cuts it in half.
This house sucks.
Cabela's employees be like, or Cabela's bosses be like.
Alright.
Actually, no, that implies they do anything. Never mind.
Damn.
Boy, I sure hope Teresa doesn't listen to this. Nah.
You've got one more room that you can check.
I still take the cleaning supplies for myself.
If you are listening, Teresa, you're cool.
Okay. You now have soap, bars of soap, and some rags.
Okay. Manage. Let us check the last room on this floor.
Okay. Hopefully the carpet doesn't attack us.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
All
Yeah, I was
right.
feeling
So
confident.
With straw, too.
How much soap do I have?
you have 2 bars of soap.
2 bars. And how many rags?
3.
I'm gonna do its job.
Just see Rainier start like dusting, cleaning.
Yeah.
So
I can't add rags into my inventory. I'll just remember, I guess.
yeah,
You have some rags.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's how
So,
you straw with
You
rags.
open the door to the next room, and it's a bathroom. It's a dark room. There's a wooden tub with clawed feet, a small iron stove with a kettle resting on top of it, and a barrel under a spigot in the east wall.
Doesn't look like there's anything interesting in here. And I am not keen on the idea of the tub attacking us. So let's just close the door.
Agreed.
Ghosts, are you in here?
You're legally obligated to.
I raise up my crossbow.
Yeah, you don't see any ghosts. Nothing responds.
I'm gonna
And-
go in.
Okay.
Shield raised.
There's nothing attacks you.
I just start poking stuff with my rapier.
Nothing responds.
Any more soap?
No, actually.
The ghosts have used all this soap. And the broom did not replace it. Ugh.
Okay, so
It's so hard to find good help.
Tell me about it.
you've covered everything on this floor, and you have not found a staircase going up to the attic. However, I'm gonna need you all. I assume you guys are gonna search the place a little bit more thoroughly.
Yeah.
So make a investigation check, everyone.
Alright.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Okay, dang.
Okay.
I'm about to get some real awful
Well, it's a good thing you
rolls.
got a nat 20 because I have a 6.
19.
Man, I'm rolling bad today.
Damn.
What can I say? I'm not
24 total?
24 total?
I
Okay.
ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I just stabs him in a vux.
I wasn't until the broom jumped out.
That's an 8.
All right.
0
So-
fears, 1 fear.
Yeah.
First things first.
You have a phobia of brooms now?
No, Chris, we're completely stressed out.
We move a curtain,
Oh,
see
yeah.
another broom.
Okay. So
Everyone died in that campaign.
We're talking
Everything-
about our alien thing that we did off podcast, just for the people who are listening. You'd be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Did
all right.
we
So
miss something?
Lucas, you walk into the landing and you're looking around, and Rainier, you as well, also looking at the landing a little bit too, and you're like, the walls on these are oak paneled walls, carved with woodland scenes of trees, fallen leaves, and tiny critters. Lucas, you look a little closer. Not Lucas. First, Rainier, you look a little closer, and there are tiny corpses hanging from the trees in these carvings all around. And so, Lucas, Rainier, and Esme, you all start noticing that there's more details in the carvings on the walls, all through the landing. And there's like worms coming up from the ground, and hanging bodies from the trees, and hidden skulls all over.
Yusin's just looking at the floor like, I don't see anything, guys.
Lucas, you're following one on the wall opposite from the first bedroom you found.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, wait a second. And Rainier, you're also kind of like looking around the edge of this wall. You have to walk like 5 feet after you go through the door of the bedroom before you can turn into the room. Mm-hmm. So there's like a 5-foot space between one side of the wall and the other side of the wall. So you're looking very closely at this paneling, and there's a seam in the wall on the landing side, and you push it, and
we do that thing where we like look at each other and we're like, okay, yeah, and then we'll push it, and
yeah, it slides open to reveal a couple things. First thing you see directly in front of you is the opposite wall from where you're standing, which is the wall to the bedroom. Mm-hmm. The spare bedroom, not the master bedroom. Inside is a window. On the other side of this wall is a mirror. This is a one-way mirror looking into this bedroom.
Oh.
And up to the left is a staircase going up.
I do not like this. This is
really creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I look up the stairs.
Are we gonna find a man in the mask on the other side?
I hope not.
There's a staircase going up, and then it turns left out of sight.
I will go first.
Please.
The broom did not stand a chance against me, neither will anyone that was spying on us.
I am very confident in your broom slaying skills.
Thank you. Rainier's gonna go first. Shield raised up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a second and psych myself up, and then I'll start to follow.
I'll follow behind. Sebastian will follow behind Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Catch me when I fall.
Yes.
Okay, so you get up the stairs, and there's a doorway at the top that leads into the attic. Peering through the doorway, it's pretty dark in here, but there's a window directly ahead of you that looks out over the balcony that came from the master bedroom.
Now might be a good time to mention that I heard some whispers when I was outside that came from above.
What?
Well, that's concerning.
They weren't like anything discernible. It's just I heard a noise, so when we open this door, there might be something in here, and if there isn't,
it may have been a good idea to mention this before.
Well,
a little sooner.
I'm just imagining this being said while we're all at the staircase, and
I'm
collectively what?
We're at the door, and I'm whispering,
Someone's hand is on the fucking the doorknob.
I checked the door for traps.
What?
What roll was that?
Investigation.
17?
You detect no traps.
The door is good.
Alright,
let's
so
be careful for
I'm
more
gonna open
ghosts.
it. Still ready.
The door is a ghost! Oh god!
How wide is the staircase? Can we only go one at a time, or can we go 2 by 2?
you could go 2 by 2.
Okay.
Cool.
But
There's always that one.
this room that you look into is choked with dust and cobwebs. No one's been up here. There's no footprints. There's no nothing. However, there are
Ghosts.
3 bodies in the corner.
There's a door to your left in this room. There's a window, but actually, when you walk in, most of the room's to your left. There's a window directly ahead. You turn left and look at the room. There's a hallway across the way and to the right that has 3 doors connected to it. And then there's another door all the way to the left side of the room. One of the doors, the one that's closest to you, has a padlock on it. Not something that would restrain someone was really intent on bursting their way through, but something that is a little bit. It would stop someone, like one person, from being able to just go through. And let me double check something real quick. Yeah, that's what you see.
So,
It's 4 doors. One of them is padlocked.
I say let us look into the padlock room first.
Okay. I think I... Do I have a crowbar on me?
I think you're
Before
thinking
I
of
try
Toro
to
Recall.
just-
Well, I may or may not.
Before
I've got a crowbar, so
May I see?
by all means.
I take the crowbar and I try to break the padlock off.
Okay, make a strength check.
An advantage?
Yep.
Oh, good thing it's an advantage. Hey, that was literally the fucking same number.
Nice.
You have bless. You have a D4.
Guidance.
Oh, yeah.
Or guidance, not bless, sorry.
Do I have to do that before I know if it works or not?
No.
Yeah,
Alright,
you can just do it whenever.
12.
No, that's not enough.
Alright, adding the 4. 15.
That is exactly the amount you needed.
Hey!
You
Nice.
pop it loose, and the door opens. It's now no longer held shut. So the first thing you can see in this room, as you look in, is that there is a bricked up window on the opposite end of the room. The window is flanked by 2 dusty wood frame beds, sized for children. Closer
boy.
to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its side. And there is a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the house. In the middle of the room... Oh, there are furnishings. Everything's draped in cobwebs. But in the middle of the room, lying in the middle of the room, are 2 small skeletons wearing tattered clothing that's identical to the children that you saw. The smaller of the 2 beds has a stuffed doll that is identical to the one that the kid had.
Okay, so, do we have matches?
Anyone have a torch?
Fire?
Meaning...
Wait,
Well,
I can just make it, never mind.
I have a torch.
I can
What are
light
you
that
doing?
torch.
I have a tinderbox, so...
Oh, I also have a TV
Yeah.
box.
I have fingers, and I snap
So
and
what
a
are you
tiny
doing?
little flame
Oh.
appears in my hand. Well, first we should leave the house. We will, clear the rest of it.
Well, before
I suggest we burn it down.
before we make any drastic actions, I think it's pretty clear that the children outside were ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do we do with ghosts? How do we put them to rest, or...
Well, I explained to them that you either have to, like, dissipate them or bury them or whatever.
Let us bury them.
Okay.
Well, we would need to know where the bodies are.
Well, the bodies are here.
There.
Oh, is that what this is? Okay.
Yeah.
I had, like, spaced out, to be honest.
These
Wow.
are
The skeletons are right in
those
front of
children.
us.
We've got the children's skeletons in front of us.
Okay, yeah. So we can... well, I expressed to them that the only thing with that is...
Where to bury
if
them,
they have a grave already made for them, they have to be buried in that grave. Otherwise, we can make a grave, but it's hard to know.
though. Okay.
Let
are
us
the
just-
bodies anywhere near the toy box, or they're in the middle of the room?
They're in the middle of the room, holding onto each other. Just sort of...
Is there room to like skirt around them?
Yeah.
Careful to not touch the bodies. Esme opens the toy box.
Okay, you get over to the toy box.
It's mimic.
It's a little toy mimic.
Where is it?
That'd be pretty great.
You open it up and look in, and you see there's a few old, rotting, used. It's there. It's been ages, but there's stuffed animals and toys. However, as soon as you open it, you hear a little bit of a whispering sound and a little bit of a glow from behind you. All the rest, you see this as Rose and Thorn, as ghosts, appear in the center of the room, standing where their bodies are, holding each other in a similar way, and they're looking at all of you.
I will probably put the toy chest down.
Yeah.
They look scared.
I'm
They're
going
not like
Slowly close the.
I'm going to. Is there any sort of recognition in their faces?
no.
Okay.
Hey Tom, well, I've seen like a bunch of shit in Barovia now, like a whole bunch of different just stuff. Can I?
Not like this.
No. I mean, like, just like clothing, buildings, styles, things like that. Can I attempt to make a history check to try and recall, like, what year or what era all this style is from?
Okay, go ahead.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so the specific year isn't super important. However, you do know that this style, in fact, this is similar to the style of everyone else that everyone you've seen has been wearing this style. It is an older style from the era of when since the incident involving the massacre at Castle Ravenloft happened.
It's that era?
It's that era, yeah.
Okay.
So
Talk to the kids.
Oh, okay. I was going to.
I'm just gonna say their names. Rose,
All right.
Thorn.
They look at you. They still look confused and scared. But they both nod. Well, the older one nods.
I look at Lucas.
Okay.
They look at Lucas.
I look at Lucas.
Everyone looks at Lucas.
I'll take my hood down and I'll go over and I'll kneel down to them.
1 second. They look less scared.
Okay.
There is some slight... It's not recognition, but there's something about seeing you that calms them a little bit.
Okay. So I'm going to tell the children that they're safe. I'm like kneeled down in front of them. And I'll ask, where's the rest of your family?
Thorn, the boy, who's younger, sort of like curls up closer to his sister and like hides behind her a little bit. But Rose says, our parents locked us in here in the attic. They said to protect us from the monster in the basement. And she looks down at their bodies and says, they never came back.
Okay. Well, it tells me one thing. It tells me that there probably isn't a grave site to bring these bodies to.
Do you say that?
No. That's just what I'm thinking, because...
Oh boy, that wouldn't be tactful.
No chill whatsoever.
Rainier, as this is going on, Rainier goes back to Lucian and, like, under her breath to him is like, there is something not right. You should check the bodies. Why would the children's room be locked in the attic behind a door that is meant to be hidden?
I mean, I think that they provided sufficient explanation for that.
I mean, but this is their normal room. Why would they be normally hidden away?
You do have a point.
I'm going to tell...
Check them over.
I will do so. I imagine I will do investigation.
Medicine, actually.
Medicine? Oh, okay.
You gonna heal?
Yeah.
See if they die in that
for
Back to life.
It's called an autopsy.
I'm going to go full-on CS5.
Plus 1. That's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dead.
They're dead. You don't see any injuries or anything that would have killed them.
I mean, that's not true. They could. They could be dust. They could be nothing.
They could be double dead.
You could make assumptions that, like, they died from starvation or thirst by being locked into this room, but you don't know for sure. You detect nothing within the bodies. So, Lucas, what were you about to say?
Okay. I'm going to tell them that we're here and we're going to take them away, like get them out of the room and everything. Outside, you told us that you had a little brother. They said brother, right? Not just baby? Okay. And do you know where he is?
The children look at each other for a second. Rose says, I've never seen you before, but Walter, the last we saw him was in the nursery.
Okay. Lucian, you said that we would need to bury them in, like, their proper graves?
Only if they have them. If someone had made a grave with the intent of burying them in it, they would have to be. However...
do you have a family cemetery?
Rose says, yes, underneath the house. In the basement there's crypts.
That would be it.
Alright. I'll look back at the rest of the party. Okay. I'm going to pick you guys up, and
maybe put them in blanket.
I promise you that we will put you to rest.
Rose holds Thorn closer and says, "We'll go with you.
Okay.
We don't want to stay here alone."
May I ask a question?
Rose looks at you.
Why is your room here? The way to get to it is hidden, and this entire section is cut off from the rest of the house.
She looks confused, but she says, "This has always been our room."
Do your parents normally lock it?
She nods.
How long has the monster been here?
She says, "A long time." The last we heard was when we were told to stay in here.
I don't like anything that's fucking happening. I want to try to look them over and see if anything's fucked up, like maybe plague or some shit.
Okay. Medicine check.
10.
Yeah, no. You don't detect. You don't notice anything.
Okay. I'm going to. I'll extend my hand out to them, and since they don't know who we are, I'll tell Rose that that my name is Lucas.
She will reach out for your hand, and when she
instantly kill me.
Damn. Pretty savage.
She casts inflict wounds.
No.
I have so little health. She probably could kill me if she did.
Evaporate you.
Yeah.
You get a bit of a tug when you hold on, because she can't grab your hand.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you feel like she's, however she can, holding on to you.
Okay.
Pretty tightly too.
I'm then going to go over and with my cloak, I'm going to pick up their remains, and I'll try and bundle and wrap them up.
Aren't there beds? Do you want to just use a sheet?
I honestly, given how old everything is in here, I kind of don't trust the like.
Valid.
I was gonna be like, make
While
a little
he's
like.
doing that, I go and inspect the dollhouse thing.
Okay. Make a what would this be?
So I'll take care of the ghost children.
Make a perception
So
check.
you're the ghost dad now? Like you adopt ghost children?
I
guess so.
I was thinking more along the lines of Ghost Nan.
Ghost Nan?
I have an
Ghost
offer
Nanny.
to hold on to one of them, but I will be the bulwark between you and other enemies.
I feel like you having your hands free is more important than me having mine.
15?
15 on that perception check? Okay. That is exactly what you needed. So, first things first. You can see, looking through this dollhouse, it opens up. You can see the hidden staircase that was that led up to here. You can see that on this floor there is another room right next to you. That is. Let me check that real quick. It's a spare bedroom. It doesn't seem to be. You don't see anything interesting about it. However, there is a storage room in the attic as well. And this storage room has a secret door, and there is a spiraling staircase that goes the whole... Like, it doesn't open up anywhere else into the house, but it goes all the way to the bottom of the house. You don't see where it goes below that, because that's not built into the model. But there's a secret door in the storage room that goes down. However, there is another secret room on the first floor. I think it's the first floor. Let me check 1 second. No, it's on the second floor. There's an office on the second floor, and there's a secret door on there that leads into another room that might have some information in it. So you've seen the secret way to get into the basement. It's funnily enough, there's not another way into the basement except through the secret door. But yeah, on the second floor, there's another...
How stupid is it to go up to the attic to go down to the basement?
Yeah. It's like, why would you do that?
Well,
I mean,
sounds like they were trying to hide something to me.
There's something definitely up with, like...
And they put their kids in the room in the same level place where the only access to the basement where the monster is can get up there. Like, if the monster's getting in the house, he's going up.
Well, we don't know what's on in the basement.
That there's more to it than just a monster.
Here's the other thing, too, is we don't know what the basement is. It could be like, there's like 1,000 doors that lead into it.
He was just saying there's like a family grave. So
Maybe
I don't know.
Which, by the way, in the basement.
Yeah.
Which
Pick
is
the one staircase
yes,
leading from...
yes, but maybe the monster is them.
I think
they were protecting themselves. Alright.
If you want to make an insight check to see how true it is what they've been saying, you can feel free to.
So, am I the only person who sees this?
Natural
Nobody else
4.
checked it out?
Yeah.
So would I have to tell somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two places you can check. Either the... there's 2 secret doors that you haven't found. And it's the one that goes down to the basement, that's from the attic to the basement, and the secret office.
I pointed out to right here.
Okay.
I think we should definitely check the house out before going down further. There may be information, there may be gear, there may be luxuries we do not have.
Fair enough.
I vote we go down to the second, then the first, check the secret room, then come back and go to the basement.
I'll follow your lead on this one.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
I agree. Let's also keep an ear out, though, just because of how weird this place is. We don't know what might be.
I think we're all a bit on guard.
I am always ready to fight and protect my friends.
I'll.
I like how you're both just like,
I, Sebastian, will stay back by Lucas to kind of just be an extra pair of hands to help with the kids and also
Protect me.
Yes.
Lucien is towards the back at all times.
But do you have armor and
I'm in the
and a
middle.
shield?
No.
I'm in the middle of the group.
I have like nothing.
Esme,
I have 10
Max,
AC and
Rainier,
9 health.
Do you want to check out the other doors on this?
I don't even have proficiency in armor.
So the rest of the stuff on this floor, nothing is a really super interest from what you've seen.
Right, but
there
that
is a
doesn't
spare
mean that's
bedroom, which
stuff.
there's a spare bedroom which is very small, but the more important thing is the storage room. It's pretty big, had a bunch of models of stuff in it, so there could be something in there. And there's 2 spare bedrooms up here.
To be fair, I think that up here in the hidden room, there may be more things relating to the monster and the entire bad situation. The first 2 floors are clean. They are taken care of.
You haven't searched the first 2 floors at all.
I thought you said that the first 2 floors... I thought you said when we went up, the first 2 were clean.
They were clean as in there wasn't dust
There's no
everywhere.
dust.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because
the way you're saying it's like, we need to clean these floors because these are the dirty ones.
Yeah.
Just toss dust everywhere.
They are different.
Over that broom.
All the bad stuff that has happened has been in the dusty rooms. I vote we go to the first and second, clear those out first. There may be information of supplies, and then come back to the bad zone, as I will call
The
it.
bad zone.
Or the bad floor.
The killing floor.
The bad, spooky, scary ghost floor.
And copyright strike.
The other rooms up here. If we check them, are we going to check them?
That's what I'm saying. What if there's stuff in there that we might want?
Should we check them now or after?
Well, we're here.
The first 2 floors.
I would say let's avoid.
We're here. Let's do it now.
I would say
Okay.
avoid the one that leads to the stairwell of
Agreed.
epitome and death and despair.
We'll go through normal breaching order, I'll call it. Rainier up front with a raised shield.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, I would follow up. Like that's the way we've been doing it, but I'm not going to do that now. So somebody else.
I'll go second.
All right, I will let the little girl take lead in front of me.
All right.
The 2 Princess Age people will go breach the door.
Yeah.
It's like
I'll just stand back here and hold these skeletons.
I'm the SWAT member with the sledgehammer getting into the door, and she's the one with the gun aiming it, ready to
Except
fight.
I don't think I have any weapons. I have a bow.
You have a crossbow.
You have a
There's a
crossbow and you have 2
spells.
daggers.
But spells are like the equivalent to gun.
I should raise my hands as we walk in.
Alright.
So,
I'm gonna Scarlet Witch this mess.
one room you search, and it is a spare bedroom. It's dust choked. There's a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove, a writing desk with a stool. There's nothing on it. There's an empty wardrobe. It's open, and there's a rocking chair. There's a doll with a lacy yellow dress sitting in the northern window box, covered in cobwebs.
Hello? Are there ghosts in here? Legally, you have to tell me.
Rose's voice says, "Is that true?"
No.
Don't listen to me.
It is if they believe it.
Every time that she asks for ghosts, you guys don't have to answer.
Rose,
I'm a little
okay,
more sensitive.
okay. Yeah, nothing happens. Quick search of the room. There's nothing.
If you, I'll tell Rosenthorn if you guys see anything that you want to be buried with as we go along. Like, tell me so that I can.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, this guy.
The
I don't know how
other,
this works, man. Do
The
they
other
take these to the afterlife?
the other,
That's where my knowledge ends. I know how to bury them. I put them to rest. That's the end of my job.
the other spare
Only they
bedroom
don't come back to tell you.
is almost exactly the same, except there's no doll.
Complaint service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then the third room leads to the
The
passage.
third room is the storage room.
Yeah, we don't check that.
Viva leave his hats.
Okay. So, I'm going to head back down.
Yeah. To the second floor.
Second floor. So, the first thing back going down the stairs is that as soon as you start heading down the stairs, everything's clean. The second floor, there are 2 sets of double doors, one on either side of the room. And both sets of double doors are flanked by suits of armor.
Hold on. Inventory. I'm gonna throw a bar of soap at each of the armors.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Make an attack roll to see if you actually hit them.
Is that dexterity?
Yeah, it's a ranged attack.
Okay. Am I proficient in soap?
No.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Who's proficient in soap?
Cleaners.
4.
Get more than 10 total.
Okay, other than that,
I rolled a 4.
It's a special
Okay.
class of monk.
It's a special class.
Second soap.
Unarmed
Listen,
focus attack.
Mr.
12.
cleans the things.
You hit 1, nothing happens.
I point my crossbow at it as the soap flying to the air.
I'm going to
Do you want to
ask.
try taking the practice shot with your crossbow at one of the...
I'm going to
What's
ask.
those?
wouldn't
Rose,
be wasted
are these
if you
things
pull it out.
animate?
Rose says, no.
Okay.
Oh, we've seen
Okay.
one before.
I go, walk up with shield raised, and I poke it with my sword.
Nothing happens.
And I slowly put the sword away and take my soap back.
Okay.
I pull the sword out and I poke the other 3.
Nothing.
They are good,
Uh,
at least to me. They like me because I wear the suit of the big one upstairs.
Oh.
so, just as of note, this room has unlit oil lamps mounted on the walls. There's another fireplace at the end of the room. And hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-frame portrait of the family. There's the 2 parents, Rose and Thorn, and the baby, which is held by the father in this painting.
Okay.
The
do
mother.
They look the same ages?
Huh?
Do they look the same ages
Yeah.
as the painting?
Yep. The mother is looking at the baby in the painting with sort of a look of scorn.
Who would paint that in? Amateurs. Rainier's gonna hand her shield and sword to Esme. Care to hold this for one moment?
For sure.
So the doors themselves are carved, like most of the other interesting carving stuff is done. Now that you know to look for it, who has more than 12 passive perception?
Not
You
me.
should.
I do.
Nope.
Passive
I
perception.
think you have
Would
one.
investigation count?
No,
I just
perception.
have 12.
Okay.
Or wait, perception.
Well, as they're all rolling, after I give my stuff to Esme to hold, I spread my arms out and cast
Yee.
prestidigitation on all of the lamps in the fireplace to light them, so we get a nice light in the hallway.
They're all lit.
Thank you.
We both have 13.
Yes.
Okay, so the carvings of the dancing youths, as you look close, they're not dancing. They're fighting off swarms of bats. But yeah, there's a east door and a west door. Which side do you want to go through?
West is left, so we will go west.
Okay.
Rose, did your house always look like this?
Yeah. It's always looked like this.
Okay. Quick question. The oil lamps are affixed to the wall, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
All right.
Rainier lit them all with magic.
I have a torch if you want something.
I have a torch as well.
So, just as a note, those things you're seeing in the carvings and stuff, it does take close inspection. You have a suspicion that Rose and Thorn probably
Don't-
wouldn't have noticed something.
don't realize it. Yeah.
But,
Rainier goes into the west room shield raised.
While we're walking,
I found-
I'm going to ask what did your parents do? What were their jobs?
Okay. So Rose starts talking about how they used to have people who'd come to the house, wealthy people, and they'd have these secret meetings and stuff like that that they weren't allowed to go to, and they would go down to the basement and do stuff, and people would come out. They would have these special banquets that the children weren't allowed to go to.
The
And-
grown-ups would go down to the basement?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd come and have these banquets that the kids weren't allowed to go to, and that they talked about a bunch of let's see here. They kept on talking about the Dark Lord and their
What the fuck?
their savior sent by the dark powers, and occasionally the they were upset. They were trying to get this Dark Lord's attention, but yeah.
I was about
Do you
to
remember
say-
any specific words, or were these people that would come over, were they family, or were they strangers?
She says they were strangers, and she remembers that one time there was when the monster showed up, that she remembers seeing a black carriage outside the house as their parents ushered them upstairs.
Okay.
I was about to say, it sounds like her parents were party planners, but I think that it is slightly more sinister than
If
that.
you heard a word, would you be able to recognize if it was ever mentioned or anything like that?
Sure.
Did anybody
Probably.
ever say the words necromancy?
No.
Strahd?
She nods in recognition. Yeah, that name was said sometimes.
Like in the good, oh yeah, that
I
Strahd
love
throws the
Strahd.
best parties. Or like, oh no, don't go out at night or Strahd will get you.
So I think they said that this Dark Lord's name was Strahd.
Ah,
But
okay.
they were
Fun.
trying to get his attention, I think.
That sounds bad.
Did he ever come here? Do you know?
She thinks for a second. And she's like, I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. I never knew them. We weren't allowed to meet with the visitors.
Okay. Sorry for asking you all these questions.
It's all right. I like talking to people. It's been a long time.
I can relate to that.
How long?
Mainly kids.
Well,
Hey, Tom.
and I kind of...
I have... I have,
But that's what I want to know. Like, how long ago?
Well,
I have
they just kinda
rations.
Said, a long time since the monster's been
would
here.
my rations be like...
How long is that?
Would they... Because rations are like stuff that won't spoil.
Yes.
Would there be... Because I'm a fucking noble, would my rations maybe have a piece of candy in it?
Ghost candy?
Oh, fuck, I forgot. Ghosts! Shit!
Kill the candy. And then
just take a Werther's, just put it in the skeleton's mouth.
Just like,
Rattling around as we're walking.
quick, does anyone know any necromancy spells that we can cast on candy?
So,
Necro candy?
after hearing all of how she's described stuff, she goes into more detail about how things happen. The more you're getting the idea that the parents didn't really care much about the children, that they were kind of just keeping them up there. The kids don't pick up on this.
Yeah.
They don't get that this is the thing, but this was clearly some sort of cult here. And something happened which put an end to the cult. She does mention a couple times that sound like she doesn't understand what's going on, but they were clearly kidnapping people and bringing them here drugged up and taking them down into the basement. She describes it as like, oh, this person was acting this way and they were helping him up, but for some reason he had his hands tied together. She doesn't understand that these were people being kidnapped by her parents and these other people.
Did your father or mother ever work on any machines? Or did they make things?
She says one time they had like a crystal ball type thing that her mother was polishing and preparing, and her mother took it down into the basement, and that's the last she saw of it.
The name is escaping me at the moment, but the gypsies, the
Vistani?
The Vistani. Did any of them ever come?
She asked for a description of them, and once you kind of tell her what the Vistani looked like, she's like, no, never. She remembers one of them delivering a letter to her father and being very rude to him and walking away.
Okay.
She says that she remembers the letter because it was super nice. She really likes stationery, and it was like the nicest she had ever seen. That her father took it into his office, the library, and she went to go look for it to take a look at the paper and stuff like that, but couldn't find it.
Okay.
But this room that you guys have gone into, headphones have died. Let me double check to make sure we're still recording. Yeah, okay. So basically, this room that you guys have gone into is some sort of conservatory. There's gossamer drapes covering the windows. It's very elegantly appointed. This is a big room. Covers the whole front of the house, essentially. And there's a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs are all along the walls. There's stained glass wall hangings depicting men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. There's a harpsichord with a bench on the northwest corner, and near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers are on the mantelpiece.
And it's just like a big open ballroom kind of space.
Rainier, real quick, can I see the jewelry again?
Sure.
Okay, so it was 3 golden rings.
3 golden rings.
Okay.
And then the topaz necklace.
A topaz and platinum necklace.
Topaz and platinum. Okay. Lucian, there isn't anything that you'd be aware of that can't touch platinum, correct?
I'll just give you this one right off the top of your head. No, you don't know of anything that's magically affected. Not monster-wise. That's like severely affected by platinum, no.
No, I don't know of anything that is against that.
I find it very strange that out of everything, those weren't handled at all.
What do you mean?
As of note, most everything has been where it is, like where you would expect it to be, with the exception of clothing.
Yeah.
Clothing is the only thing
It feels to me
you have not
like
found
somebody
any of.
took that stuff somewhere.
Yeah, specifically clothing has been missing.
Rainier's going to investigate the ballroom.
Okay.
14.
What's your... yeah, I was just going to say you're passive, but...
Oh.
You go around and there's not much in here. The instruments are old, but they're functional.
Any handheld stuff?
No, there's a large standing harp and a harpsichord. They're... Unless you had a team of people in here to come carry it out with you, you're not gonna... However, what you do notice is that the alabaster figurines that are on the mantelpiece, several of them are carvings of well-dressed skeletons, not people.
Hello, ghosts?
You
Are
don't
you
have
in
to
here?
answer.
They don't. When you say that, she looks and nods. But other
I'm
than
going
that,
to touch your stuff if you do not appear.
you don't find anything else in here.
I'm going to strum the harp.
Nothing.
Literally some
Summon.
Ghost Adventure shit.
Bang on the harpsichord.
Bang on the harpsichord?
No,
Oh, I thought you...
it was a joke.
Okay. You can.
Nah. Are there any cabinets?
No.
How many rooms do we have till we get to the...
Let's just go to the second room.
There's a library on the other
I
side.
did not see anything in here.
library. Okay.
I asked the kids.
Yeah.
Is this where your parents would like host their dinner parties and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay,
Unless
I want to
anybody-
go to this library.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just go to the second room.
Okay, so you go across to the library. The first thing you see in the library is this red velvet drapes covering the windows of this room. And there's an exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-back chair facing the entrance. And a fireplace, above which there hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the entire south wall, and a rolling wooden ladder lets one reach the top shelves. There's a little bit of like a path to the side that goes behind one of the rows of the bookshelves.
Rose, I've seen that windmill multiple times. Do you know anything about that?
She looks at it and says, "I don't know." She says, "I've never seen it anywhere else, but there's lots of those in the room."
Okay.
I go check out the desk and open any drawers or anything.
Okay, so the desk has several items on top of it. There's an oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinderbox, and a letter kit with a red wax candle, 4 sheets of parchment, and a wooden seal with a windmill insignia.
I would like that oil lamp if I can get it.
Okay.
Hands off! I'm buying the desk.
Well, I'm asking.
There is
I want the tinderbox.
there's a desk
I would
drawer
like the writing instruments.
with almost nothing in it except an iron key.
I picked that up.
Okay. The bookshelves have hundreds of tomes covering all sorts of stuff. You see stuff on history, warfare, alchemy, a couple first edition collected works of poetry and fiction, but they're all very, very rotted and falling apart. So you feel like if you were to move any of them, they would just collapse under your hand.
But this is the room.
This is the room with a secret door into the secret office.
So is there one book that's not?
If you walk
Falling
around the
apart?
corner, down to the end, there's one bookshelf, and there's a red book that doesn't look like it's fallen apart, and it's got a blank spine.
I pull it.
As soon as you do it, the springs in the hinge pull out, and the door slides open, and you see another room. It also contains bookshelves packed with more books. These all have various different styles of writing, and a lot of them are written in infernal and abyssal and dark evil languages that are known. There are some in Elvish, there are some in Dwarvish, there's things in other languages, Draconic, and they're all over this thing. There's a heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet on the south wall. Its lid is half closed, and sticking out of the chest is the legs of a skeleton wearing leather armor.
So I speak Draconic, Elven, and Infernal.
Uh-huh.
How much of that stuff can I make out?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Can I do so as well? Because I speak Elvish and
Sure.
Infernal.
Yeah.
Just to be
Go
clear,
right
I don't go into the room.
Okay.
I like peer in, but wait for somebody else to.
Oh, that's right. I
That's
only
not
speak
bad.
common.
Yeah, it is.
I'm back. I was
That's like the
petting a
only time
cat.
that has ever happened.
That is exhibit. I'm sorry.
You said there were 4 parchments of paper?
Yes.
I grabbed all of them.
What about
Okay.
that one?
Yep.
20.
Yep,
Sorry.
that too.
Hell yeah,
That's
motherfucker.
now my property too.
23 total?
Okay, so quickly going through, what you find are lots and lots of rituals and necromantic rituals,
Oh boy.
all surrounding a cult known as the Priests of Osiris. No, Osiris. A lot of them are fiend summoning rituals and necromantic rituals. However, you read right from just looking over them, they're bogus. They're not real.
Pseudoscience.
Yeah, they're fakey, kind of like, okay, these don't get anything actually done. Anyone who was trying to do stuff with this nothing would happen. Yeah.
What do they say?
It's a bunch of bull. It's all about summoning fiends and necromantic mumbo jumbo that isn't. None of it's real. Not that necromancy isn't real, because it is, but not this.
So,
This is some snake oil necromancy.
so the cult was stupid?
I think they were more throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
I will go with stupid. I like that.
They tend
I like
to go
insulting
hand in
them.
As of note, while you're looking around, you notice that the skeleton has a letter in its hand that he's holding on to, sticking out of the thing.
Well,
Okay.
that.
You've got the letter.
His hand doesn't stick to the letter, right?
No.
Okay, good.
There's a seal on the letter that's been broken,
Okay.
but it's in the seal of the Ravenloft and Barovia. This is a letter from the castle.
Rose, was this the letter that you were looking for?
She says, "Yeah."
All right. Well, I'll
Are you-
kneel. I'll
Are you
kneel
gonna
down,
Take a look at it.
and I'll say, "Let's take a look at it." Then I'll
Okay.
open it up.
In a flowing script, there is a letter. However, the first thing that catches you off guard is that it almost gives you like flashbacks to look at this, because you remember you have this is like one of the most distant things you've ever actually remembered. You remember looking at a letter with this exact same handwriting. You remember being instructed by someone, a woman, specifically to write exactly like this. You remember someone else, you remember seeing her demonstrated exactly like this. It's this long flowing script. And you recognize the handwriting as very close to your own handwriting, but it's also exactly like this woman's handwriting. You're not sure if it's a teacher or your mother or someone being very strict about how you write. And this matches the style. So this letter was written by someone who was instructed the exact same way you were. And this is what it says. My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness, of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your dread lord and master, Strahd von Zarevich.
I'm just standing there staring at it quietly. Like, I'm not... I didn't read any of that out loud or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Rainier's definitely, like, bent over, looking out over your shoulder.
Yeah, Lucas has nothing.
Okay.
That's the monster Viva told about.
You do recognize that this is how this style of writing. You recognize this is a very form of doing handwriting that is typical of the Van Royen family. This is how they're very, very strict about
The what family?
the Van Royen family.
Should that mean anything to me as a player?
Not as a player, but this is one of the many families that you would know of as a royal family, as the Van Royen family. You do know that Ravenovia Van Royen is who Castle Ravenloft is named after, and that would be Strahd's mother. There's other members of the Van Royen family who are still like out and about, and you're not related to any, but you've been to parties and events where a Van Royen came and stuff like that. You've seen their style of writing on invitations before.
Okay.
What else is in the room?
There is a chest with a skeleton sticking out of it.
And that's it? Just like books in that chest?
Yep.
Is that the secret room?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you look at the letter too that they're both staring at?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So
if I see both of them looking at it, I'll look at it.
Strahd, Strahd, it seems, is not just monster. He is Zerula. I think that we are stuck in some sort of period of time that he is von Zarevich. The von Zareviches ruled Barovia. There was a massacre that happened here, and I believe that Strahd was Strahd the ruler at this time period, would I know?
Yes, he's the one who basically united this land and drove out the crazy barbarians and druids who were trying to kill everyone.
Right.
And yeah.
Strahd was the ruler at the time that this massacre occurred. Everything we have seen, the style of clothing, the buildings, the everything, are from this time period. We are stuck here, cursed. Strahd is cursed, and this land is not the real Barovia. This is some special curse or something for him. And he is here doing what I do not know. What I do know is that we can expect people to believe that it is this period in time. Anything beyond that, any history or anything beyond this period in time, will probably not help us here. They believe it is this time, we are stuck in this time, and Strahd, for whatever reason, is cursed and evil here.
Lucian says nothing to all of this.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably a good moment of silence after that.
To what end? Why? What any of this means? I do not know. All I know is all the signs I have seen has pointed to this.
All of a sudden, a creaking noise makes you all jump, and you look over to the chest, and the skeleton falls out of it, and you see Thorn having just pushed the chest up a little bit, and he says, "Sorry."
Well, when that happens, immediately after the jump, I'm folding up the letter and I'm going to put it in my pocket.
Okay.
That is okay.
Is there anything in the chest?
There is there's 3 books in there, 3 scrolls, and what looks to be 3 separate sheets of paper that all have seals on them and that are stamped.
Different seals?
No, all the same windmill seal.
I will take one of the scrolls and look at it.
It is a scroll of bless. Spell scroll. One of them is.
I checked
the others. One is protection from poison, and one is spiritual weapon.
Does anybody want any of these? I would like spiritual weapon, if that is okay.
Can sorcerers use bless? I imagine probably.
Yeah, if it's a spell scroll, I believe anyone can use it.
Oh, okay.
Only if it's in your class's spell list.
Oh, okay.
Is it... Are any of these in my spell list?
You're...
Eldritch Knight.
Eldritch Knight. So you should have any
Not
arcane
Not yet.
spells.
You can't actually do that yet. But... Yeah, no. Bless is cleric and paladin.
Okay.
Protection from poison is cleric, druid, paladin, ranger, artificer.
Okay.
Spiritual weapon is cleric. Yeah, just cleric.
Well, these are useless to me.
Do we have a cleric?
I don't think we have a man of the cloth.
If we did, it'd be useful now, but...
Here's where we find out that Lucas actually is one.
I go in and there's books in there, you said?
There's 3 books that have black leather covers. You take a look at them and they're blank. And the 3 other papers, if you want to take a look at those, one is the deed to the house, one is the deed to a windmill, and one is a signed will. The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosavalda and Thornbold Durst in the event of their parents' deaths.
I asked, why isn't Walter's name on here?
Good question.
What was the spell scroll that I could use there?
Oh, yeah.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
The
Protection from poison is the one that you can use.
the baby was stillborn.
Druids and
We have a conversation. I asked you what the letter said.
Okay. I told you what the letter said.
Yeah, it said, "My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you're cursed, your fortune spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness, of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are, your dread lord and master, Strahd von Zarevich." You also mentioned the writing style that it's Van Royen?
Yeah. The writing style is from a royal family known as von Zaren.
Van Royen.
Royen, fuck.
Do I know that name?
It sounds familiar.
Okay.
It does. Okay, when you hear that name, you do get an image in your head of a woman that you now have, at least that same woman who was teaching you how to write in this way. And you don't have a name, but you have a face in your mind that you can vaguely remember. Esme, however, you very much recognize that name and that writing style specifically because you remember being instructed in detail 4 hours to write just like this over and over and over and over again until you got it right. So you assume that if you were to look at the letter, it would have the handwriting would be identical to yours.
Is it my handwriting?
No.
What a twist that would be.
Whoa. Oh wait, I'm writing it right now.
As
do I make the connection that so he the letter said that the baby was born from another woman.
Yes.
Do I make the connection that's why the mom is never holding the baby and
Well, you just made that connection.
doesn't look at it?
You don't have to roll for that. You figured it out.
Yeah, I did.
Do you say that to them?
Well, no, but I'm gonna ask Rose, your brother Walter, how old was he, or because if he's stillborn, why was he in the
That was a thing, though. I remember this from
They
history.
had a crib.
in history, I remember this from real life. There was a lot of fucking stillborn people, like babies died at birth, and when there was still like photographs that took fucking hours to make, parents and stuff who had stillborn babies and stuff would still pose with like their dead babies and get pictures taken with them.
Horrible.
I know, but that's like what it's something that happened in real life.
Like, I get that, but that's
All
also
right.
kind of creepy.
She says that she looks uncomfortable, and then she says that
Yeah, I look
she
uncomfortable
was
too, probably.
never that she would get in trouble every time she mentioned that the baby was dead.
Oh.
That they were forced to pretend that the baby was alive.
They were
by
trying
their
to
father.
bring the kid back. That's all the necromancy rituals.
And that mother hated it. But the nursemaid took care of the baby.
That's what the ghost was.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question as myself.
Mhm.
These blank books, are they gonna be useful for anything? Should I take one?
They're just blank books. You could take notes in them or something. like that.
Yes,
They just-
yes,
I would
please.
like.
As spellcaster, yes, please.
I would like book. Yes, please.
I'll take a book. There's 3, right?
Yeah, there's 3.
You go off the book.
3 black books.
Oh, hey, we've all got... Cool.
I feel like that's going to just end up being a really bad thing.
I feel like every time I, like, gesture, like, there should be, like, bone rattling noises.
The funny thing is that, like, 2 of the books, after you guys take a bunch of notes in them, will look like they were written by the same person because you
Oh, yeah, because we write the same
formal
way.
training in writing this specific style of handwriting.
Wait, did I get the training?
No,
Okay.
it's a Van Royen style.
Those fucking nerds.
Hey, shut up.
Yeah.
You're a nerd.
Yes.
So
Specific
Very
to
high
that
intelligence.
family?
Yes.
So do I start to wonder if he's part of that family?
Well, hold on. That kind of stuff you don't know about.
Well, yeah, you don't know he has.
Oh,
that
yeah,
handwriting.
yeah.
I've
You're
kept
right.
all that to
I
myself.
don't know that you do that handwriting.
Alright.
And you haven't seen me write anything
Now, if you
yet.
see him write anything, you gotta go
Yeah. If you see me write anything,
lean over him. What you doing there, bud?
eyes are just like, whoop.
This has
Lord, you're
provided.
developing a plot. Did you pass me a note?
This has provided
Yeah.
a lot of information. We should go to
The first floor.
the first floor and look around.
Agreed.
Alright, let's look around. Let's make it quick, though, because I do feel like we should kind of put these kids to rest. They've been waiting long enough.
So,
Indeed.
I think we. Well,
I'll kind
we
of go
cannot
for it a
leave.
little bit quick. You go down to the first floor, and there's a dining room that you look into. The dining room is it's a wood panel dining room, and there's a carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. Crystal chandelier covered in resplendent silverware and crystalware, all polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany framed painting of an alpine vale. The wall paneling is carved with elegant images of deer among the trees. However, looking closely at the paneling,
As we do now.
as you do now, you see twisted faces carved into the tree trunks and wolves lurking amid the carved foliage. Red silk drapes cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunted dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf from an iron rod bolted to the south wall.
Rainier probably looks at the painting of them hunting a wolf and is,
Is it one of those spooky paintings where, like, you look at it from one direction and it's normal, and then you look at it from another direction and they're all...
It starts stretching. You're in
No,
the
not
mansion.
quite.
Oh!
No, it
Is
does
this
the
the
Uno
only
reverse.
thing on the first floor, or the other room?
No, there's other
No,
rooms.
does the Uno reverse?
Um,
Oh, jeez. that-
There's a kitchen and pantry.
Yeah.
The
Do
kitchen,
we see a matching dumbwaiter to the kitchen?
as a matter of fact, in the kitchen and pantry, the kitchen's tidy with dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on the shelves. There's a work table with a cutting board and a pin on it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the east wall. It's bent iron stovepipe connecting to the hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door that leads to a pretty well-stocked pantry. All the food appears pretty fresh.
Appears.
Behind a small door in the southwest corner of the kitchen is a dumbwaiter. It's a 2-foot wide stone shaft connecting a wooden elevator box that's connected to a rope and pulley system that you have to operate manually.
I will go over there and operate it.
It's got a little thing on it that turns to tell you where it's at. And it goes up to the second floor and the third floor.
I'll bring it down here.
Mhm.
I'll
Okay.
bring the dumbwaiter down here.
And there are 2 bells attached to things.
Afterwards, I'll pick up the note and I'll look at you and I'll go, I think you got an order.
Are you going to fulfill it?
I don't know how to cook.
Or do you? Dun dun dun.
Local eating Ishak remembers how to cook.
What's my survival? Hold on. We'll find out if I know how to cook.
Any other rooms?
Yes.
Plus 3. I can cook.
There's one more room that you guys haven't been in, and that is in the front of the house. And,
The foyer.
no, there is a room that when you step into it, you're like, okay. It's like a hunter's den. It's oak paneled. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. Like, stuffed wolves full out on the floor, like looking like they're prowling around. 2 padded chairs are draped in animal furs that are facing the hearth, and an oak table between them supports a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinets stand against the walls. The east cabinet sports a lock, and the north cabinet appears to not have a big lock on it. But inside you can see there's a deck of cards and an assortment of wine glasses.
Are there any pipes on the pipe rack?
Yes, there are 2 pipes.
I'll take them.
Okay.
Pipes can be expensive.
I'm gonna... there's like a locked cabinet thing?
Yes.
I'm gonna break that open. I'm gonna borrow your crowbar again, if that's okay.
I'm pretty sure you never gave it back.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Well, I
strength
used
check.
my stolen crowbar.
Don't you have a crowbar on you?
Nope. Hey, that's... 21.
That's enough. You pop it free, and inside is a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, and a hand crossbow, along with each one has a pack next to it with 20 bolts for each one in it.
Does it have guns?
No.
These are the closest things to guns you're getting.
No, it's not.
I think I already have a light
I'm
bulb.
gonna...
Heavy
Yeah,
crossbows.
you have a light crossbow.
Yeah, heavy crossbows are
Well, that-
martial weapons,
broadside
correct?
weapons.
Yep.
Heavy crossbow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
No. I don't think so. It's heavy, loading range, 2-handed. I don't think... Let me,
Because I have a regular crossbow.
you got a light crossbow?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a light crossbow.
Lucian, do you have any crossbows?
I'm gonna
No.
swap my light crossbow out for a heavy crossbow.
I don't know if I would use one.
I think he was looking at doing that too.
I have
Well, there's
spells.
only one. There's only one heavy crossbow, and I feel
Okay,
like
no, you're right. It is martial.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can you
will have
use
to
martial?
change
I cannot. I can only
Both
use I can use up to
hand
something.
crossbows and heavy crossbows are martial weapons.
Does anyone else know how to use martial weapons?
I have proficiency in crossbow. That's all it says. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea how to find that out again.
Yeah, you don't.
Didn't think so.
Anyway,
All right.
Lucian, did you want one of the? Did you want the heavy crossbow?
I don't know if I can use it.
If you've got proficiency in crossbows, I would assume you could because it's a proficiency.
if it specifically says crossbow, then I
Yeah,
assume
because
that-
martial weapons is just a blanket term for all martial
Yeah.
weapons.
you can get specific things in there.
Yeah, you can be
Okay.
proficient in a single.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it. I don't know if
Alright.
I'll use it, but I'll take it.
I'm gonna take the hand crossbow then.
Okay.
This is not the most
We don't see anything else
nice.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
on the entire floor.
Nope, that's everything on the floor.
So there's no bolts
There's
or
no
nothing.
ghosts or nothing jumps out at us. No
Nothing
rogue
jumps out at you the
detections.
whole time.
All right, let's go upstairs.
Yep.
So we're going up to the pit of despair and death.
And we don't see any other way into the basement, I'm assuming.
Correct. You find no other way into the basement. So
Should we do like an actual cut of the episode right here And then do next episode?
I will cut it. I have a spot for it.
Oh, okay.
So you head up to the attic and go into the...
Okay. So it's been well over a minute. I can guidance someone who wants an extra guidance.
Well, you're not to the point where you're going to go into the storage room first.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then
thought we
you're
were
gonna-
going down.
Not quite yet. But in the storage room, you go up, and this room is packed with old furniture. Chairs, coat racks, standing mirrors, dress mannequins, all draped in dusty white sheets. There's an iron...
Set them all on fire.
There's an iron stove underneath one of the sheets, and near it there's a wooden trunk that isn't covered.
I opened it.
Inside is a dead body. Skeletal remains of looks to be a woman who is dressed as a nursemaid, wrapped in a tattered bedsheet stained with dry blood. If you want to make a medicine check, you can see what happened to her. Trying to examine the
Do I
body.
just roll my d20 and don't add anything to it?
Probably, unless you have medicine.
I don't know.
A wisdom check. So if you have
That's
wisdom,
a 2. So she just dead.
she's dead. Someone murdered this woman. Huh?
People die when they
Medicine
are
is
killed.
wisdom?
Yes.
Someone unlocked her
That's
death.
bold.
Can I do an investigation
Yes, you may.
instead of a medicine check? 18.
This woman was stabbed several times.
This woman was stabbed several times.
Does Travis recognize her? Does she look like the specter he saw?
As a matter of fact, no, because it's just a skeleton.
Thanks for that.
It's like one of those moments where it's like,
No.
it's just a skeleton.
But you
Clothes?
assume, because the clothing is kind of similar, the specter was very, very just...
Yeah, a ghost.
Yeah, but it is the same style of clothing,
Just a
so
ghost.
you assume.
I assume a lot of things.
Oh, Julian now.
You have to. You have no memory.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Let us move onward and check the basement for the monster.
Okay, you walk over to the secret door, which you now are fully aware exists, and there is a small spot where you could insert a key.
I have the key.
Okay, you attempt to use the key?
I don't shout that. I just
Hold on,
say.
Who wants guidance?
Well, we can do that right after.
I just go, guys, I have this key.
So,
And I try it.
you put the key in and open it, and the door opens, and there's like a whoosh of moist, cool air that blows out as you look down a spiral staircase that goes down.
Pretty sure I read this in a Lovecraft book.
And all of you feel a little bit of a chill as you look down into this place.
Is this the part where we all go insane, Austin?
Yes.
No, that comes a little bit later.
Okay.
And then
When the fishmen come.
we'll cut there.
Oh.
Alright, if you guys
Damn,
like
what an
what we're-
episode, huh, guys?
If you like what we're doing, tell
Yell
all
it
your
at
friends. We have social media: Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit,
Please
Instagram.
come
I
give us
will
love on our social
try
media.
to keep it on track. I know I didn't really do that towards the end of Eternity. Yeah, that's all I got.
I literally have just forgotten about Instagram for the longest time. I think I'm gonna just give up on that one.
Wow.
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 How dare
Wow.
I'm literally going to have to come up with a random encounter where you encounter a swarm of flying.
Wow.
Just crows that are saying wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that mine? Wow.
Okay.
Those aren't crows.